Hey everybody, it's Anne here and welcome to my very first long-form video on YouTube. I am so excited to finally be sharing this with you all. I know it's been a long time in the making, but it's finally here, and as you can tell from the title of this video, it is a crazy pack opening. I know I said just yesterday in my short-form video, Pokédex episode 29, opening that Black Bolt ETB was the craziest pack opening I'd had in a long time, but this just totally blew it out of the water, and I'm so excited for you guys to finally be able to see it. This video is also going to be a little different from other planned long-form videos because I had intended for this to be actually two short-form videos. I was gonna do part 1 of the booster box and then part 2, half in each video, and then we pulled a god pack, and I wanted to keep in that full clip of me pulling the pack and like showing off the cards and all of that, but I knew that if I did that it would be really long for a short-form video, so I decided to just convert it into a long-form video, and we will go from there, picking back up with short-form videos for the majority of the Pokédex series. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Here we go, episode 30 of the Pokédex challenge featuring this Japanese white flare booster box. Had a little trouble getting the display part of the booster box up, so just don't mind that. 20 packs in the white flare booster box, 7 cards in each instead of the standard 5 because this is a special set, and yeah, let's just see what we get. We're rolling into our first pack here, and we are still missing 2 Pokemon from the Gen 5 Pokédex that can be found in white flare, Bouffalant and Galvantula. Bouffalant, of course, only comes as an EX, so we're looking for the regular EX. There's Keldeo, so we're looking for that, but as a Bouffalant, or the full art secret rare, or the special art rare. Nothing new in that pack, but hopefully we will see some very soon. I have been opening a lot of Black Bolt and White Flare for the Pokédex challenge, and there will be more to come. There are definitely future episodes coming. I actually have a Black Bolt booster box, which is a Japanese one, which is going to be the next 2 episodes of the Pokédex challenge. Like I said in the beginning, it's going to be that format of like half in one video and half in another video like I intended for this box. Kind of a spoiler because we didn't get a god pack in that one, but still some cool hits from that video. So I hope you guys aren't getting bored of seeing those sets. There are some other videos planned with like different sets, and there's actually a really cool one that's a couple of episodes down the line still. I don't remember what episode number it is exactly, but I've already filmed it. It's ready to be edited and posted when we get to that number. It's really cool. It's not something that you see every day, so I'm excited for that one. But yeah, I hope you guys aren't sick of seeing Black Bolt and White Flare. I love these sets. These are honestly some of my favorite Scarlet and Violet sets ever, and possibly some of my like favorite TCG sets like that have ever been printed. And there is the Bouffalant right there. We get, unfortunately, the Bouffalant full art as our guaranteed secret rare. Not necessarily the one I would have wanted, but we still got the god pack coming, so it's okay. But I will admit, when I first pulled that, I know I needed it, but I was pretty disappointed. No shade to the Bouffalant lovers out there. I know you guys are out there like Ducklet from Real Breaking Nate. Bouffalant's great, it's just not what I wanted to see. And there's our first art rare of the box, Garbodor. This one's actually really cute. I don't like Garbodor, and also it's very interesting that these sets are my favorite, some of my favorite from the Scarlet and Violet era, because I never liked Gen 5 that much. I know, I'm sorry, I never liked Gen 5. It used to be my least favorite generation when I was growing up, and I think that had a lot to do with the fact that when I was playing the Gen 5 games, I had Pokemon Black version, and I got stuck on it at one point. I don't, like Chargestone Cave, I think is what it's called. It's the cave with like the electric rocks basically, and you have to like move them. I don't know, I was like 8 or something, or 10, and I was just not smart enough to solve that puzzle. So and I never finished that. I never finished Black. Actually, my first Pokemon game that I finished and completed the league on was Pokemon Y, so literally a generation after. Never really liked Gen 5 very much. Some Pokemon designs that are really cool. All of the starter lines are very solid. I love the Superior line. That's my personal favorite from the generation. Scolipede, Haxorus, Jellicent EX. Jellicent's like an okay design, but yeah, Scolipede, Haxorus, Zoroark, like there are so many iconic Pokemon from Gen 5, but there are also some ones that I just don't like Garbodor. I don't know anybody whose favorite Pokemon is Garbodor or Trubbish. If that's you, let me know in the comments, because I know every Pokemon is someone's favorite out there. I was never really a fan of the Clink line, even in their art rares in this set. Oh, Master Ball Archeops very cool. That is not an upgrade for us because we've gotten the Archeops illustration rare from the, I think that was the Victini illustration rare box. I do like the fossils from this generation, Archeops and Arcan and Tortuga and Caracosta. I think those are really cool. I know that like Tortuga historically, and Caracosta especially, in the Tortuga and Caracosta in the TCG have not been seen very much. So it's cool to see them returning here and getting like art rares and stuff. That's really cool. But all of that to say, Gen 5 was never one of my favorite generations, but it actually was the generation that I really got serious about collecting the TCG. I have very fond memories of opening especially legendary treasures from the black and white era of the Pokemon TCG. I love that set. That is easily my favorite black and white set. The Radiant collection is beautiful, just like this Swadloon art rare. Again, Swadloon, not a Pokemon that I was ever a big fan of, but this set has done a great job of giving amazing art rares. Like every Gen 5 Pokemon obviously has an art rare or special art rare, and most of them are just like amazing. They represent these Pokemon that like are not very popular, or and they represent them so well, and they give them such beautiful art. Like that Swadloon. But yeah, I grew up really, like, I opened so much legendary treasures when it was on the market, so I actually have quite a lot of the like big cards from that set. I have like the Mew EX full art, the Shaymin EX full art, and the Meloetta. Still missing quite a few of that Radiant collection, but yeah, I just have a lot of fun memories, and it brings back that nostalgia because Gen 5 was even though it was not a generation I particularly loved at the time, it was one that is very nostalgic to me still. But if I had to choose a generation that I would like to get this sort of treatment where like all of the Pokemon get their art rares or SIRs, I would love to see a Gen 4 set. That is my favorite generation. That is technically the generation I first started playing. My very first Pokemon game was Soul Silver, which of course is the remake of Pokemon Silver that was in Gen 4. Very, very great game. I know it's very popular. Then after that, I played Pokemon Platinum, and I also loved that one. If you could pick one generation to receive a special set like this, where, like I said, every Pokemon gets an art rare or special art rare, what generation would you pick? Let me know in the comments. I'm actually really curious. But yeah, let me know. I think that'd be really interesting to talk about in the comments. I think there's another art rare in this, yep, there's the Tornadus. I was honestly also, again, disappointed when I pulled this one. You can kind of see when I'm tapping my thumb there. Yeah, not very happy to get, yeah, I forgot I did that. Not very happy to get that one. I do not like the Genie's Tornadus, Thundurus, Landorus, or Enamorus. I especially don't like Enamorus. I don't know why they added her in. I just don't like their designs. I'm sorry. I did pull that one, but it's not one we need because we already have both of the art rare promos from the ETBs in English. I don't think I ever officially announced this. I sort of mentioned it in my last video on the Pokédex challenge, which again is a short form video, so check that out either here on YouTube under my shorts tab under my channel, or on Instagram Reels or TikTok. On all of those platforms, Ace Trainer Ann. But I am going to be trying to collect an illustration rare or special illustration rare, all of them, like for all the Gen 5 Pokemon. Like Clink, that's another big one that we need. I am committing to getting every illustration rare from these two sets in different languages. I'm not going to exclusively keep it to English or Japanese or anything like that, obviously. Also hoping to get some Korean at some point, and I would like to get some Spanish cards for that particular goal because I opened a couple of Spanish Black Bolt and White Flare packs, and I'm not going to try and pronounce the Spanish names, but I did open a couple of those because I was visiting my girlfriend in Spain while she was studying abroad and picked some up there. I was there like when the sets were releasing, which is how I was able to get them. Unfortunately, I didn't pull any art rares. There's Buffalon again. I dropped him, oh no. Okay, I had to pause and go back, I apologize, but this is the God pack, and I left in my original audio, my raw reaction, because I just thought it was great. I thought it was really funny, and I wanted it to be in this video, but I want to finish my thought first. I didn't get any art rares or special art rares from the Spanish packs, and I'm really sad about that because I don't get to open Spanish packs a lot. That was my first time ever opening Spanish Pokemon cards, and I really want to keep that representation in the binder at some point. So also, I know I'm asking you to comment a lot, but if you know any places to get Spanish Pokemon cards, like websites or whatnot, leave those in the comments because I'm really curious. I'd like to try and get some singles at the very least. And now we will get into what you guys came here for, the God pack. I'm just gonna let the video play out and let you guys hear my raw reaction. Hey, it's editing and here. I realized while I was editing this section of the video that the audio got messed up somewhere along the way, so we're re-recording this just this little bit and then we will get back to the original video, but here is the God pack. like you can see here, I had no idea. Like, I thought I did the pack trick wrong. I had no idea what was going on.
You're kidding me. Oh, I got a god pack. I got a god pack. I got a god pack. Come here. I got a god pack. Holy shit.
And I'm pausing really quickly to say that those are my parents. I'm living at home. I just graduated college this past May, and I'm living at home for a little bit before I can go off into the world on my own. But they've been super supportive with this hobby and like me doing the social media thing, and they were both very, very excited when I ended up pulling this. So shout out to my mom and dad. Thank you guys for always supporting me and being here for great moments like this.
See? Oh, I can't believe it! I got the Reshiram SIR. Look at it! Oh it's my so god. Pretty. Okay. Are you here? Okay. Samurai illustration rare. Reshiram EX SAR. Look at that beauty. Oh, so Stunfisk illustration or art rare. Oh, Sawaddle! Look at this one. Stunfisk is not
Rip all the Stunfisk fans. But this Sawaddle is an amazing illustration. I don't think, if I remember right, I don't think this artist has done very many cards in the TCG yet. I hope they do more in the future. Look at that. Like it's even more beautiful in person. I love everything about it. I really love everything about it. I especially just love the way they made the fruit look, and it's just like dripping, and it's just like I want to take a bite out of that apple too. Like it's really awesome. And that Reshiram SAR, so happy I pulled that. I love that artwork, and illustrated by my favorite artist, Kawaii.
Sawaddle art rare. Simisear art rare.
And Simisear is another Pokemon from Gen 5 that I don't really like. I don't really like any of the elemental monkeys, and I don't think most people do. But again, another example of taking a Pokemon that is not very well liked and just like, look at this artwork. It's so adorable. Love the colors, love the art style, great scene, love it.
Cofagrigus art rare. So cool. All right, last one. Dino! Oh my god. That's awesome! Belle, I got a god pack!
And Belle is my dog, so it really was a whole family affair. Except for my cat. My cat wasn't there, but everyone else was there to watch me pull that. And now, back to the rest of the video. But there you go, my first ever, my first ever God pack in any set. It's very, very exciting. I am still waiting on a God pack in TCG Pocket, so hopefully soon. My girlfriend has pulled one in Pocket, I've pulled one in real life, so hopefully we can like both pull one from the other soon. But yeah, very, very exciting. My favorite from that pack was definitely the Reshiram SAR, and we'll see a close-up video with some better like light. I went out in the sun and got some footage of it, so we'll see that later. And then followed closely by that Samurott. I love that Samurott. I know this is like really greedy of me, but I would love to pull an English God pack from either one of those sets. Number one, because there's more cards in the pack, so obviously you get more stuff, and I'd love to pull one from Black Bolt as well. There's Galvantula, so we've got every single Gen 5 Pokemon that we need from White Flare at this point. Very exciting, and at the very end of this video, you'll see everything get added into the binder, and we'll go over the new totals and everything. Roggenrola Pokeball. I do like in the Japanese packs that every like reverse is a Pokeball holo, if that makes sense. It does make them feel like less special in Japanese, but I still think it's really cool. I prefer that to like the reverse holos that we get, honestly. Still have yet to pull my chase card from White Flare. I didn't talk about this during the video. I have mentioned it before in other videos, but if you haven't seen, my particular chase card from White Flare is the Zebstrika illustration rare. I know it's not like a huge hit from the set, but I just love that card so much. I think it's beautiful. That was the last pack in the booster box, so now you're gonna see everything go into the binders. We only added 2 Pokemon today, like I mentioned, that Galvantula, which is right there, and the Bouffalant, which will be shown a bit later. But we are replacing 19 Pokemon, just upgrading some of those other hits that we have, like the Pokeballs, like this one, the Clang, and obviously those are rares that we got in the God Pack, and the Reshiram SIR, which will be, I believe, at the very, very end of the video. Here's the Bouffalant that we're replacing, and I do use these energy cards because I get so many. I use energy cards as placeholders instead of like cutting out new ones. Okay, I'm not sure how this happened, but I usually will add them in Pokédex order, and it seems like my video got out of order. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I swear they were in the right order before, but yeah, there are some of the art rares we got in the God Pack, the Samurott and the Simisear. Again, Simisear, not a Pokemon that I like very much, but that art rare is amazing. Here's the Sawaddle we're replacing for the Japanese one, and I gave the English one to my girlfriend for our own collection. And there's Cofagrigus and Arcan Pokeball, and as you can see right next to it, just barely, the Archeops illustration rare, so unfortunately that Master Ball is not going to make it into the binder, but even if it was, it would be replaced eventually. Clink and Stunfisk and Dino also going in. Pokeball Virizion, love the Swords of Justice. They have great art rares across the board. Keldeo is an amazing SAR, not as amazing as this Reshiram. Look at that beauty. I love the texture on Japanese cards. It really is so much better than in English, and obviously the print quality is so much better. Look at that going into the binder. Beautiful. So happy that that is in there, and I did not have to buy it as a single. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too messy, and I hope that the camera quality wasn't too bad. I will be getting a better camera for my next long form video. And speaking of next long form video, I hope to have that out by the end of October. I will be doing my best to post updates under the community tab here on my channel, but definitely if you're not already, follow me on Instagram at ace.trainer.an so you can keep up with updates there. That video that is going to come out sometime in October, hopefully, is going to be opening every single Scarlet and Violet set. I originally wanted to have that released before Mega Evolution came out, but it just didn't happen, so we're gonna do it a little bit later. I have some exciting long form video ideas planned, and definitely lots more short form content on the way. So again, follow me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, at Ace Trainer, and on all of those platforms. I hope to see you over there. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.